welcome to another episode of Cooking Healthy with Coastline. I'm Caitlin Ferreira, registered dietitian, and today I wanted to talk about comfort food. When you hear the term comfort food, you might think of something sweet or savory, maybe a summertime dish, or it could be something from the fall and winter. The truth is, nothing constitutes a comfort food other than our personal feelings and our memory. A recipe might bring you back to a time and place where you felt a lot of joy, or if you routinely make the same type of recipe at a time of year or around a certain holiday or occasion, that's when our memory kicks in, and around that same time, we are more likely to consider that a comfort food. It really doesn't matter what you think of as a comfort food. For me personally, I think of shepherd's pie, spaghetti and meatballs, a big pot of chili, but those can be a lot of work and they require a lot of ingredients, and I want to focus on things that have fewer ingredients, are a little bit quicker, and could be prepared if you're only cooking for one. I also want to stress that it's okay to enjoy your comfort foods. Because they give us joy and they bring back those special memories, it's okay to enjoy them once in a while. Just be considerate of your portion and look at the whole package nutritionally. Some people think that comfort foods lack nutrition, but that's not true. They do provide some nutrition, and if you are looking for ways to boost the nutritional value, I'm going to cover a couple options today. The two recipes we'll be working through are a healthier grilled cheese and a stuffed sweet potato. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by preparing some veggies that we'll be adding to both recipes. Okay, and the pans are already starting to heat up, so I'm just going to spray them with a little nonstick spray. Okay, and they're a little hot, so we'll just go ahead. I'm adding some garlic, fresh chopped garlic, some bell pepper, red bell pepper. Ooh, a little warm. It's a little warm. And some broccoli. Okay. All right, I'm just going to season them with a little bit of Mrs. Dash Italian seasoning and a little bit of garlic powder. And while those are cooking, we'll get started on the sweet potato. All right, so we're going to use a sweet potato for the added nutritional benefits of a sweet potato as opposed to the classic white potato. And we're going to start by just putting some holes in it. And there's no number that you need to put here or any particular pattern. Be careful, they can be a little bit tough to work with, but this helps it to cook in the microwave. We'll be using the microwave so that you don't even have to turn on the oven, because I want these to be something very easy and doable for everyone. All right, and just trust your own judgment as to how many. I think we're good here. We'll put it in the microwave for about 3 minutes to start. We'll check on it, and if it needs more time, we'll take care of that when we get to it. Check on the veggies, and they're cooking up. These do need a little bit more time, so we can go ahead and start working on the bread for the grilled cheese. Okay. I've chosen a whole grain bread to use today, and it was something on sale, so they don't all have to be pricey. It gives it a little bit more texture, like the classic grilled cheese. I'm trying to watch for these veggies so they don't overcook. But again, just look for something hearty with extra fiber. A whole grain option is going to really give it that extra boost from the classic white bread. I'm using unsalted butter today. Sometimes it can't be replaced in a classic recipe, so if you're going to be using butter, just look for the unsalted option and just be considerate of how much you're using. Okay. And what's going to make this a little bit different than a standard grilled cheese is the vegetables we're adding to it. I'm gonna add a couple slices of avocado. This adds extra fiber, vitamins, and a creaminess that you really can't get from a lot of things. If you are avoiding cheese or you have to limit your intake of dairy, avocado would replace cheese very well because it maintains that creamy texture of a grilled cheese. I'm just going to go ahead and use my fingers and lay some slices down. That sounds like our sweet potato is ready. Beautiful. Okay, we'll check on the sweet potato. Could use a couple more seconds. Okay. The vegetables I'm using today, I just wanted to be able to incorporate into both recipes, but you can use whatever you have, maybe from dinner the night before or a lunch that you attended and you had some leftovers. Maybe you have a bag of frozen vegetables that you could steam up, really cut down the preparation time. You can use any kind of vegetables you like, but I wanted to use some that would be go well with both recipes here. And I think these are just about ready, and so is the sweet potato. So while this finishes up, I'm going to grab our sweet potato. We'll let that cool off because it is really hot when you take it out, so be cautious. I'm going to scoop out some of our vegetables and lay it right on top of that avocado. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's going to get all cheesy and melted all together anyway. Okay. And I'm using a mild cheddar. I'm going to lay a couple slices across, top it with that other piece of bread, and I'm going to place it right into the pan, and we'll let that melt up together nicely. Okay. So when you're cut into your sweet potato, make sure you find a side that's a little bit level. It probably is from being in the microwave. Just make a nice cut right down the center. And you can play with the shape a little bit. If it's not too hot, this one is a little bit. So it should be nice and soft and easily to work with. I'm going to use some of the sliced cheese just because I didn't want to pull out too many ingredients. No need to waste when you've got stuff already at home. I'm going to lay some of this cheese right in the base. You don't need to use all of it. Okay. I'm going to put some more of our vegetables right in here. Okay. I'm going to put some beans in this as well. I think black beans just taste really well with sweet potato. And it adds fiber and protein. There's some extra on the side. And I'm actually going to top it off with a little bit of avocado as well. All right. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my fingers there. I just sliced a couple thin parts into it. Lay it right across there. All right. We'll check on our grilled cheese. So grilled cheese is one of those things. You have to be really cautious as the time, the perfect temperature of the pan so that it doesn't overcook, but you want the cheese to melt, of course. So meanwhile, we've got our stuffed sweet potato ready to go, and you can just dive into it with a fork and knife. You could eat the skin if you wanted, as long as you wash it really well before you put it in the microwave and even before we even start prepping. Or you could just eat the insides. This, you could add anything that you have left over, any kind of meat or veggies. Again, if you have a little bit of minute rice that you want to add to it as well, there you are. You have a well-balanced stuffed sweet potato. And our grilled cheese is probably about ready. cut into it and see. Nice. Cheese is perfectly melted. We've got added fiber and vitamins and minerals from the vegetables. It's also really colorful, and we often eat with our eyes first before we take a bite. So always consider what's going into your comfort food if you're able to prepare it at home. Otherwise, enjoy yourself. And if you're looking for more recipes and for more information, visit coastlinenb.org.